What's going on, YouTube, fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For the day one, fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. With that being said, let's get right into the story. For some people, it can be hard to just end a relationship. Whether kids are involved, y'all have too much time invested, share finances, to the point some people's lives will change if they just up and walk away. That's why a lot of us know that couple that's unhappy, really don't like each other, but when you ask them why they don't leave and find their peace, their answer usually is, it's not that easy. It's complicated or deeper than that. Plus, some feel like I'd rather stick to the person I know than to be out here starting all over, especially if y'all are married. A lot of people try to uphold their vows until death do us apart. And after time, it kind of feels like, well, we might as well make it work. Our best years are behind us, and at the least, I know who I'm dealing with. But sometimes, it becomes too toxic. Rather fighting on each other every day, both parties are miserable, or someone is cheating. Relationships of all kinds sometimes just run their course, and one individual involved might build up the courage to leave. Some might feel like it's over and done with. I can be free and move on. But for that new person, this is where things can get tricky. When we meet somebody we are interested in, to us, they are a blank canvas. You only know the picture they paint, and we have to take that picture as face value. I know for most men, we don't ask about bad breakups, divorces, is it finalized, baggage, is he over you? Because in our minds, we try to keep it player. We feel like if she land over here with me now, it must be done. I'm not worried about another dude. But sometimes not asking a person what they really got going on could backfire in the worst way. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we'll be taking it to Dothan, Alabama to discuss the case of a man who lost it after catching his wife in bed with a man on work release. Back in 2021, 34-year-old Brent Guilford was a family man navigating life in Alabama. A father and a husband, it wasn't nothing more important to Brent than to provide a good life for his wife and kids. But let's rewind back a little bit. Brent would meet his wife, who we will call Stacy, way back in 2011. And since then, the two were glued by the hip. He showed his love for her in real life and on social media. And as years went on, they started growing older, jumped the brum, and started a family. He loved on his wife and kids. They had family outings and pictures, and it seemed the couple were destined to grow old together. But later that same year, it would be trouble in paradise. Some say Stacy grew tired of Brent and felt the marriage wasn't working out no more. She even was accusing her husband of putting hands on her, to the point she left and filed a protective order against him. As Stacy made her exit, Brent was sick without his family. He would often call her to see if they could work things out. But time would go by and she would eventually move on with a 41-year-old man named LaShawn Polk. LaShawn was a father of 9 who had his own place and lived in the same city as the couple. It's not clear when and how Stacy and him met, but LaShawn had found himself in a little bit of trouble. He himself was arrested, accused of putting hands on a woman, and had to serve a little bit of time. While in jail, he was also caught with contraband, adding a little time to his sentence. But he was short time, and by 2022, he had made it to work release and was on his way out the door. To all my law-abiding citizens who might not know about work release, it's a program for inmates to get them back accustomed to the free world, working, making their own money, and even having a job upon release. So hopefully they can return to society and be a productive member. By November 2022, Stacy and LaShawn had been together for 6 months. He even let her stay at his home while he was away. But little did he know that Stacy was still legally married, and her husband Brent was still in communication. Brent had been hearing through town his wife was seeing another man, even living with him, leaving the man caught up in his feelings. But on LaShawn's and Stacy's end, they had something to be excited about. He was set to be released in a few weeks in December. LaShawn will also be approved for a home pass to go home on furlough for the Thanksgiving holidays. And on November 24th, 2022, Thanksgiving Day, LaShawn would be sent home to spend time with his girlfriend Stacy. As they ate and talked through the night, he didn't know the whole time her phone was blowing up, with Brent calling and texting, asking where she was at and was she with her boyfriend. But she ignored her husband and went on with the rest of the night. The couple got ready for bed and took it in. Around 3:30 in the morning, while in bed, they both were awakened by Brent standing over them, gun in hand. He looked at Stacy before opening fire on LaShawn, shooting the man over 9 times, before then fleeing the scene. Local police was called to the home on Sunrise Drive to find LaShawn suffering from multiple gunshot wounds all over his body, including his head. And unfortunately, just 2 weeks before being released, he would be found gone on the scene. It wouldn't take long. At 5 a.m., Brent turned himself in to local police. With a smile on his face, he was charged with capital hit. As LaShawn's family got the news, they were devastated. Most claimed Stacy never even told him that she was married in the first place, and he thought they were exclusive. The case was pointed to as a love triangle slam. As the case made its way to trial just last month, LaShawn's family spoke out, stating Brent still showed no remorse, smirking at them in the courtroom, and as prosecutors told them he shot their family member over 9 times, he just looked at them with a sarcastic look. They stated LaShawn was a father and wasn't about any drama and didn't like confrontation at all. And if he would have knew Stacy was still married, he would have definitely passed on a relationship. The case was pretty open and shut, and Brent never denied what he did. A jury will find the man guilty on all charges, including capital hit, and he is scheduled for sentencing later this month. Rest in peace to LaShawn. I send my prayers and condolences to his family, definitely his kids. To come home on a work release pass and lose your life is crazy. I hate to say it, but he would have been better off just spending a holiday in jail. On Brent's social media, he always confessed his love to his wife and always made captions like "to death do us apart." Some people really feel that way, and they mean that. It's no leaving them or moving on. But taking a man's life who didn't even know about you definitely didn't make the situation no better. Now you probably will never come home and your wife will still move on. It's a lose-lose. You crashed out for nothing. As far as Stacy goes, I get it. A fresh start, wanting to be free and move on. But she definitely should have let that man know what was going on, like I'm still married to my husband and he is crazy about me, making threats, and let LaShawn decide whether or not he wanted to deal with all that. Especially on Thanksgiving when he kept calling. She should have told bro. But I'm going to end this one with a few questions. Do you think a person coming out of a relationship and going into another one is entitled to tell their new partner everything, or do you feel like it's up to that person? And have you yourself ever been in a situation where something just didn't feel right? Maybe a person got too many calls late at night, or it just seemed like they had unfinished business. Let me know in the comments. And remember, we got to succeed, not to fail, so we won't be just another hood tale. Yeah, man, crazy story all around the board. But y'all leave it in the comments. I ain't gonna talk too much more about this one. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. It's another episode of Hood Tales. It's your boy Tony 2 times. Love, fam. I'm out.